So Neil Tyson was on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, and they got into the flat earth theory. And Tyson did something that struck me as bizarre because I respect Tyson a lot. He's really smart and he's extremely entertaining. But it was strange to me to see that when discussing the flat earth theory and the instance a few months ago where the rapper B.O.B. came out and said the earth is flat, here, when they were discussing that incident on the Joe Rogan podcast, Tyson completely misrepresented what B.O.B.'s flat earth argument was, which is strange because Neil Tyson strikes me as such an intelligent guy. Why would he misrepresent, and I'm going to show it to you, I'm going to play the clip in a second, why would Tyson misrepresent B.O.B.'s argument? Now, before I show the clip, I don't think the earth is flat. Do I think it's round? Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I was taught to believe. In my science book classes, I was taught to believe that it's round. According to polls, that is what the majority of people believe. In this one poll, 87% think it's round, 6% think it's flat. For me, if the majority of people believe it, if the majority of scientists believe it, generally I'm inclined to say, well, it's probably what they're saying is true. But just because the majority of people believe something does not mean that it's true. Don't believe me? Go ask Galileo. And he was actually persecuted for suggesting that the earth is not the center of our solar system, and instead that the earth revolves around the sun. This was heresy as far as the church was concerned at the time. So just because there's a consensus doesn't mean it's true. And because I'm a true skeptic, I don't like to believe in something 100% based on faith. And the truth is that most people who believe the earth is round, they have not conducted the experiments for themselves. They have not gotten into planes and flown high as fuck. For that matter, they have not gotten into spaceships to see the true curvature of the earth. A lot of people who believe the earth is round believe it's round based on faith. They haven't conducted it. They haven't seen the experiments for themselves. They're taking somebody else's word for it. And so am I. I walk through life and I believe the earth is round. Why do I think the earth is round? Because that's what the consensus is. Most people believe it, so I tend to think if most people believe something, it must be true, right? What are the odds that most people are wrong? Well, ask Galileo about that phenomenon. It does happen sometimes. As far as I'm aware, every belief that I have, I always keep a 1% possibility that it's wrong. Not because I believe any alternative theories, but because it's healthy to be a true skeptic. Not a pseudo-skeptic. Not somebody who subscribes to Skeptic Magazine and thinks just because they're subscribed to Skeptic Magazine. No. True skepticism is open-minded skepticism. You're skeptical of things, but you always keep a 1% possibility of open-mindedness just in case what you happen to believe is false.
But you got into it with that rapper that thinks that
I'll tell you why, B.O.B. Because in his Twitter stream, he was saying he was invoking physics. And so I gotta deal with this.
Right. Yeah.
And so he showed a picture from Bear Mountain, which is a mountain in slightly upstate New York, where Manhattan is in the sight line of the summit of this mountain. And he says, given the curvature of the earth and this formula, you should not be able to see Manhattan at all. Okay.
It depends on the height that you're viewing.
Well,
it from.
Thank you. Well, so you do the math, and it turns out Manhattan, the island, would not be visible at all. That's true. But any building taller than 15 stories would rise up above the curvature of the earth, and you will see it. And if you look at the photo, you see the tall buildings rising above 15 stories. It's exactly what the correct formula shows.
Here's the problem. That's not what B.O.B. the rapper was saying back when this whole incident unfolded. To the contrary, this is the tweet that Tyson is talking about, where B.O.B. the rapper was standing on top of Bear Mountain. B.O.B. the rapper tweeted and he wrote, "The cities in the background are approximately 16 miles apart. Where is the curve? Please explain this." So here's B.O.B. the rapper standing on Bear Mountain, and he says that the cities in the background are 16 miles apart. Where is the curve? What he's referring to? He's talking about this city right here, and then this 16-mile gap where you see this city right here, and you can see the little peaks of the city popping up on the horizon. That's what B.O.B. was referring to. And that is not what Tyson just said. Take a listen again.
In his Twitter stream, he was saying he was invoking physics. And so I gotta deal with this.
Right. Yeah.
And so he showed a picture from Bear Mountain, which is a mountain in slightly upstate New York, where Manhattan is in the sight line of the summit of this mountain. And he says, given the curvature of the Earth and this formula, you should not be able to see Manhattan at all.
That's not what B.O.B. the rapper said. So as a true skeptic, as somebody who's truly pro-science, I'm curious why Tyson misrepresented B.O.B. the rapper's tweet. Take a look at his tweet again. The cities in the background are approximately 16 miles apart. Where's the curve? That's totally different from what Tyson just said. Tyson just said that according to B.O.B., B.O.B.'s question was, why can't I still see this city over here on top of Bear Mountain, or rather Manhattan? I don't know which one of these is Manhattan. But what Tyson is claiming B.O.B. meant was that from this Bear Mountain, why can't I see this? Why can't I still see Manhattan? Shouldn't I not be able to see Manhattan from the top of this mountain if the Earth is actually a curve? Shouldn't these towering buildings have disappeared behind the curve of the Earth all the way from where I am over here, taking a look out into the distance? Why haven't they disappeared behind the curvature of the Earth? That's not what B.O.B. said. B.O.B. said the cities in the background are approximately 16 miles apart. Where is the curve? Please explain. He's talking about these two cities. This city right here, you can see the building sticking out, and this city right here sticking out. 16 miles apart. B.O.B.'s question is, why isn't there any curve 16 miles between the two cities? Now again, I'm not saying that what B.O.B. is saying is true or not. I don't know the fucking formula, the circumference. I don't know how many miles around the circumference of the Earth is. I think it's like 24,000 or something like that. And I don't know what rate of curvature there is per mile. So I'm not saying that B.O.B. is right. I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm saying that Tyson has deliberately or otherwise misrepresented what B.O.B.'s argument was. And thus, when Tyson tries to debunk B.O.B., Tyson is debunking a straw man. He's debunking something that B.O.B. never fucking said. So Tyson is suggesting that B.O.B. is asking, why can't I still see the city? Even though it's this distance away from me, shouldn't it have disappeared behind the curve? No, he's asking, why is there no curve between this city and this city? Again, I'm not saying he's right, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying Tyson is misrepresented. Now people will say, oh, it's just a lapse in memory. Tyson just forgot. Okay, I mean, it's possible that he forgot, which doesn't make sense because this was a big deal in the news. Tyson has been on frickin' late night shows. Here he is on the Larry Wilmore show, but here he is attempting to debunk him. Here is Tyson's direct response to B.O.B.'s tweets. Here's Tyson on Twitter directly responding to B.O.B. He again is mischaracterizing or misrepresenting B.O.B.'s position. Tyson goes to B.O.B. He goes, Earth's curve indeed blocks 150, not 170 feet of Manhattan. But most buildings in Midtown are way taller than that. Again. So here is Tyson directly responding to B.O.B. at the time that the tweet was put out. January 25th, 2016, back when this whole hype was happening. So the notion, people want to say, oh, the reason that Tyson is misrepresenting B.O.B.'s argument is because Tyson just had a lapse in memory. Really? Tyson had a lapse in memory that within a couple days of the incident when he directly responded to B.O.B.'s tweet? Doesn't make sense to me. Tyson is either he's having a lapse in intelligence or he just failed to understand B.O.B.'s tweet. B.O.B. is not saying, why can't I still see this city from right here? No, he's saying, why isn't there more curvature between these two cities 16 miles apart? Is B.O.B. right? I don't fucking know. But that's not the point. The point of this video is that Tyson, deliberately or otherwise, misrepresented B.O.B.'s argument and continues to do so over a year after he came out with this tweet. Here it is, January 24th, 2016. And here we are, a podcast from February 21st, 2017, and Tyson is still misrepresenting BOB's argument. So, I'm not saying the earth is flat. My question is, why wouldn't Tyson, after an entire year, directly refute what BOB was directly talking about? He still hasn't done it. Why not? Is it just a major lap in intelligence, a mistake, an intellectual mistake by the intellectual scientific priest god Tyson? Maybe. Or is he deliberately misrepresenting him because he doesn't have a counter argument? I mean, the earth is round, right? So you should have a counter argument, and I expect astrophysicist Neil Tyson to have a counter argument, and I'm kind of surprised that he either doesn't or he had an intellectual lapse in judgment. So really, that's the thing. This video is not saying that the earth is flat or the earth is round. This video is about Tyson deliberately or otherwise misrepresenting BOB's argument. So for all the idiots out there who think that they're so skeptical and they're so pro-science, explain to me why Tyson has misrepresented, deliberately or otherwise, BOB's argument. So that's the end of the video. Again, I don't think the earth is flat. I assume the earth is round because most people believe it, most scientists believe it. So I generally assume, well, if most smart people, scientists, believe it, what are the odds they all got it wrong? Probably not very high. But as a general skeptic, as a principle of skepticism, because I'm a true skeptic, I'm not a pseudo-skeptic, as a true skeptic, I always leave 1% possibility in the back of my mind that something that I believe that everyone takes as dogma, as truth, I always have a little grain of skepticism just in case we're wrong. And hey, what harm does it do to every once in a while question our beliefs, question what we think is true? I don't think it hurts at all. It's healthy. And if you read the book, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, you'll learn that consistently science has gone through paradigm shifts where what was originally held to be as undeniable truth was eventually proven wrong, and new intellectual scientific paradigms came in, and many of them still hold to this day under true scientific method and true empiricism and rigorous testing. So that is my video on the topic. Let me know what you guys think. Earth is flat, Earth is round. That's not even the point. Why did Tyson misrepresent BOB's flat Earth argument? And to this day still does it.
T-R-U-M-B, we're gonna trump Hillary!
You are a disgrace to America.
Thank you.
For being a young black man supporting a racist.
Thank you. Yeah, that is awesome.
Fight back against YouTube censorship by supporting me on Patreon. You'll also get access to exclusive, never-before-seen videos and other perks like monthly Google Hangouts with me, free books and t-shirts, and more.